80 Worst Things Seen at a Wedding, according to Reddit. Number 80. A bride got so drunk, she fell over and her tits popped out of her dress. Her mother tried to help her up and get her shit together, so she punched her mom in the face while shouting at her for ruining her wedding. It was glorious and tragic all at once. We were married for about 2 years. That's your fucking bride, dude. Holy shit. That is your bride. That's pretty dank, man. Well, as we roll up to number 79. I was just at a wedding where the father of the groom gave a 10-minute speech about socialism and how we were all here because of the community, complete with 5-minute story about Steve the hobo, the local homeless man that pretended to be a pirate and played with their kids. To top it all off, the mother of the groom grabbed the mic when he was done and did an impression of Steve the hobo congratulating the bride and the groom for the wedding. It was fun. Well, that's one word for it. Hello to everybody in the stream chat. I was kind enough to schedule this stream for 15 whole minutes before the stream actually went down. I gave your asses plenty of time to get in here, huh? What an idiot. Faith, Legendary Fat Man, Alex 2 Xander, lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. I think my nose is starting to stuff up here. Hold on. Son of a bitch. Oh, that's my mouse. Give me one moment. Well, as we continue up the list of 80 worst things seen at weddings, we arrive at number 78. I used to do catering for weddings. Usually the younger crowds tend to get rowdy towards the end of the night. During last call, the best man's best friend pushed a guy waiting for his drink and spilled a glass of alcohol all over him. He then tried to start a fight with one of the groomsmen. So the best man went and threw him to the ground and started punching him. Everyone was drunk at this point. Eventually the drunk guy got up and left to go sit in the car and cool down. We made sure he wasn't driving. And the guy who was pushed at the bar had the drink spilled on him, wanted to press charges. Well, also one of the bridesmaids was proposed to at this wedding, which is a stupid thing to do. That is so tacky. Don't be cheapening somebody else's day by trying to make it about you, homo. God, that's so tacky. That's so tacky. So tacky. Holy shit, there's another Hannah in the stream chat. Hannah Panda, 1997. She says, funny how over the past weekend, I had to go to a wedding. Emily said she had to go to a wedding too, so I guess that's kind of amusing. Legendary Fat Man says, your Kyle sense was tingling. Golly gee willikers, Batman. Faith F says, I get that whenever he texts me actually, which is really weird. Oh, hey look, it's Stripes. You guys are dumb, there won't be kid rape this stream unless you have stories. Well, these are stories, A, Stripes, but B, why the hell are you guys like provoking kid rape? You guys gonna be bummed out if it doesn't happen? As we roll up this list, we arrive at number 77. The groom got so drunk he couldn't talk or stand by the reception. Zero chance he remembers his own wedding. The bride seems okay with this. Very bizarre. They are a professional couple with two advanced degrees between them, acting like complete hillbillies. Who am I to judge? I am Judgy McJudgeface. That's who. Shut up. What the fuck? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. And welcome to the Kyle stream, if you know what I mean. Buckle up, let me tell you something tonight. We're gonna do a list, that's right. 80 worst things seen at a wedding, if you're feeling alright about it. I got something for you to ingest. But if you will give me a moment, let me get something off my chest. All day I've been wondering, everybody's been thundering, asking me, what about Kyle's big pee-pee? Ow. Listen, that song shouldn't have been on that playlist, and I apologize. Look, man, I've been making other videos. You know, I do things. So, literally, what that means is when I clicked Clean Soul, which is the song that I usually record these to throw it onto a playlist, it actually joined other songs on a playlist that I was proof listening to earlier to see what would fit the vibe of what I was doing. Jesus Christ. I apologize. As we roll up this list of 80 worst things seen at a wedding, bing bong, we arrive at number... You sure about it? Yeah, just... What? Are you still talking to me? Come on, just do it. All right. Number 76. I went to a wedding recently and the groom is from Mexico. His entire family was absent from the wedding because half of them suffered from the earthquake and the other half is nervous about traveling to America in general. Halfway through the reception, the DJ turns on the Rocky theme song, gets on the mic and says something along the lines of, we wanted to do something special for the happy couple because they are so special, so here you go. Simultaneously, a foldable wall was being lifted slowly into the air to reveal something. The groom began weeping and people were clapping, all assuming it would be his family behind the divider to surprise him. It ended up being a dessert table that they paid for. Oh, jeez. That was planned anyway. It was pretty heartbreaking to watch. Oh, boy. I'm sure the schadenfreude is thick within all of you in here. Look at you getting off on the dismay of other people. How dare they get married, Yeah. Marriage is stupid. The Red Jinx in all her curvy and wonderful glory says, hi, Kyle, and hi, everyone. Sorry, I was taking the time to entice Emily into the stream chat by telling her it was about girly horseshit like weddings. I'm sure if that can't get her in here, then nothing will. So, as we continue up this list, we're going to go ahead and arrive at number 75, which is very, very quick. 3 words, fruit cake, wedding cake. That's a pretty good shudder soundbite. Should get that like recorded, just me going, you know what I mean? Something like that. Maybe a little more shudder, like, I gotta shake myself up when I do it. Okay, that's enough. Number 74. The groom's immediate family walked out during the bride and the groom's first dance and went home. Nigga. He came from a very Christian family and this was their way of protesting the marriage since it was done outside of the church. Get over yourselves. Everything is about you people. Here's the thing, guys. If you're gonna go through with these corny candy-ass wedding ceremonies, fucking bow to the fact that this is not about you. This ain't your day, homie. Be there, behave yourself, act civil, stop the bullshit. God damn. I don't want to be upset this list at how inhumane people are, but I'm sure there's going to be cheating as we travel up this list, so it's going to suck too. It was pretty hard, or pretty bad, since this included his parents, grandparents, and siblings who were members of the wedding party, including his best man. It gutted him, and they never let on to anyone they were going to do this. It was a pretty big buzzkill, and some more of his extended family left, and their friends but we stayed and drank the night away. It's been 2 years now and they still refuse to speak to him. Good riddance, nigga. I don't say that often, but this is really one of those times. Good motherfucking riddance, man. Petty. Petty, nigga. Petty. Get over it. Get over it. Live and die and get that shit to fuck off our table. Jeez. Disgusting. You can't be happy for somebody? Haters. Hate, sipping that haterade. God damn. As we roll up, we arrive at what I can only assume is probably number 73. Good. I don't know why, but once I passed 71, my algorithm stopped numbering these. It was like, you're not going to come down this far. And it's right. I probably shouldn't have. But I do this for you, the people. And welcome to the Wolf Pit. I'm kidding. Number 73, ex-husband found out about the ceremony and showed up uninvited and drunk, making a big stink. Luckily, it was before the actual ceremony, so we just had to kind of strong arm him out of the building and remind him that, excuse me, that he wasn't welcome. I apologize. Hey, my bookmarks. Let's do something about that. As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 72. How you guys feeling about this randomly timed list at the end of the day? I would have done it at 5 o'clock when everybody was getting off work if I had my shit together. But now I can just package it as me doing it about an hour after everybody's off work and they're settled and they have something to sit down and relax to. The movie, starring Pierce Brosnan and Samuel L. Jackson. Hey guys, remember Pierce Brosnan? He used to be fucking 007. Number 72. When my brother and new wife got to the hotel apologized for the rowdy lot in the bar. My brother said, "It's fine. That's our family." Oh boy. Skyward says this is right after she gets home from practice. She is thoroughly satisfied. Well, I'm pleased and charmed to see you all in the stream chat and hope that you've had interesting days and that you can now unwind, relax, and maybe have yourself slip away. Sorry, I'm just thinking about Come Sail Away by Styx now. I can't even really focus these days. Number 71. In lieu of the garter toss, which is, when the bitch takes that thing off of her thigh and then throws it and then people are supposed to catch it or something, my cousin's new husband washed her feet for an entire song at reception. Washed her feet for the duration of a song. It was so weird and awkward. And weird. That's how weird it was. Double weird. Ooh. That's pretty weird. Look, I don't like to get down like that. Somebody said that's a Christian thing. It's supposed to be a symbol of servitude. Jesus washed the disciples' feet to symbolize the same thing. Well, did they wash other people's? Like, you know what I mean? Each other's feet? Or was it just one? Was it just the bitch washing the dude's feet? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's not equality, baby. That's fucked up. As we roll up to number 70. I once worked at a wedding where one of the guests thought it would be perfectly reasonable to change her baby's shitty diaper on a table where the other guests were eating. Oh. Who let you out the trailer park? I offered to show her the restroom where we had a baby changing station or even an empty banquet room. But the disgusting bitch said she was finished and had the audacity to shove the dirty diaper at me and tell me to throw it away for her. The other guests looked both disgusted and mortified. Oh, people like this walk among you, baby. Legendary Fat Man said that for every timeout that Faith establishes, Fat Man's gonna donate 10. You know, I'd like to see that, honestly. I'd like to see that. But I don't know. I don't believe it, you know? What if Faith gets so busy that she decides to do it like 20 times? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Fat Man? We'd like to see you try. Guys, I want to take a quick side note to just talk about what I've been doing for the nighttime streams. I want to do like kind of spooky, creepy shit. And because I also don't want that to be interrupted so much, I have upped the text-to-speech from $3 to $10 at night, right? During these streams, which I'm going to try to do during the day, it's going to be the normal $3. But at night, mainly because like you can still donate, things are going to come up on the screen, there's going to be different noises and shit like that, but because I don't want the text to speech to be constantly interrupting, I'm going to set it up to 10 only during the night. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Don't want anybody donating tonight the $3 thinking that she's going to read it and then she doesn't. But remember, for the normal streams, it's always $3, but for the duration of these 23 days of Halloween that I'm trying to do, blah, 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 I'm boring myself. So as we roll up to number 69, Cousin decided to save her first kiss ever for the ceremony. She'd never been kissed. Celibacy taken to the next level. The bride and the groom were visibly giddy from nerves throughout the one...
Thanks for the early list.
Aww. Thank you, Big Worm Kevin. Thank you. I don't know. I just wanted to do like, you know, like kind of like an after work or after school list for whoever shows up. I appreciate you. You're welcome, but it's you that I'm thanking, man. It's you that I'm thanking. You know what I mean? And just like apparently Aquaman says now. My man. You know what I mean? We shouldn't talk about that until later, though. So as we continue this entry, Cousin decided to save her kiss for the first kiss ever for the ceremony, celibacy taken to the next level. The bride and the groom were visibly giddy from nerves throughout the 1-hour prayer-rich ceremony, and the kiss was the most awkward thing to watch. Yeah, much unnecessary jaw movement. They both turned beet red and hugged. Too awkward for everyone involved to be cute. Oh. There's a video we've seen that's kind of like that first kiss ever at wedding. Hopefully there's like a, yeah, I think this is it, but I want like a GIF. Come on, give me the GIF so I don't have to load up no videos. Come on, baby. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I like this one. It's got a dude laughing. That's great. That's great. It's got a dude laughing. Ooh, my man. Get him, Tyke. My man. All right. Now that that's behind us, it's time for us to make progress. Up the what? The list of 80 worst things seen at a wedding, according to Reddit. Did you say that already? Yeah, you say that at the beginning of the list. Sorry, I needed to silence my phone there. As we travel up to 68, a grandmother broke her ankle dancing, didn't want to bother anyone, so she sat down for the rest of the night. Emergency room at 11 p.m. 3 hours later. Welsh grannies go hard. Well, as we travel up to 67, I wasn't personally there, but this crazy bitch wedding march is pretty bad. Crazy bitch. Hold up. Oh, yeah, we've seen this. This is trashy. It's kind of sad is what it is. It's trashy and sad. Good Lord. Oh boy, that's really sad as opposed to like, you're dancing down the aisle to, it's your day. You celebrate it however you want. Oh boy. Anyway, number 66. At my wedding, I'm Australian. We were getting to speeches part of the night, but were waiting for me to come back from the toilets. The meal had not quite agreed with me, and I was dealing with the consequences. My buddy who was being MC was currently stalling the 110-ish people and deciding it'd be funny to come find me, wandering mic in hand. He enters the toilet and asks me how much longer I'll be. I didn't know he had a mic and that everyone was waiting for me, so replied quickly back with an angry "fuck off, cunt, I'm doing a shit. I'll be done when I'm fucking done," much to the horror of the people in the next room. Uh-oh. Fuck off, mate. With all the poise you can imagine. Oh, bing bong. Well, as we roll up to number 65, I went to my cousin's wedding and the groom and man wore tuxedo shirts. And when they got to the I do's, he said, "Aw, shit, I guess." Shortly after eating, they proceeded to light the trash on fire and shoot clay pigeons behind the house after heavy drinking. Good times. Well, I would prefer the crazy cheating stories to the no class, trashy, scary ceremonies here. But there you go. So number 64, mother of the groom showed up in white. Oh, come on, dude, just making it about you. The bride took her shopping weeks before and thought they had found a blue dress that made the mother look beautiful. I'm sorry. I wish to this day that I had thought to spill my wine on her and force her to change. That's what you should do to any other person other than the bride who is stupid enough to wear fucking white to a wedding. Are you an idiot? Wow. Skate says, "Kyle, do you like sushi?" Of course not. Of course I don't like sushi. Anyway, number 63. The bride's mother stood up during the ceremony and began screaming that the bride was a lying whore who never loved her mother. My God. Raised by narcissists. How do they do it? How do they do it? How do they make it about them as they go blinking out of existence? Enjoy that steady decline, baby. The groom's father, number 62, was acting immature and rude towards everyone. The father was jealous of the attention he had to share with the wife's family. Adorable. That's just as bad as the moms. Number 61. I worked weddings for a living and once saw the best man get loaded, give a speech, and profess his love of the bride and how they had slept together 2 nights before. Oh, shit. That's sad. That's sad. Well, let's roll up. Number 60. Caterer here. Once during a cocktail hour, before the reception, this one couple at the table kept taking 2 champagnes every time I came around to them. Probably shouldn't have, but hey, I understand needing to be shit-faced at a wedding myself to tolerate it. Later on, around time of dinner starting, the wedding coordinator finds me, grabs me by the arm, and says it's an emergency. 2 flute lady was sitting in a stupor against a wall outside the dining room crying about how she slept with the groom once. Now he paid no attention to her and was throwing glasses. Okay. Where do we begin? Number 59. My immediate ex, after significant other, was drunk and sad and mad that I was talking to other people, aka our friends, the bride and the groom. So he grabbed me first, and when I pulled away, he came at me and shoved me flat on my ass on the dance floor in front of everyone. He was escorted out, and I ended it right then and there. Now I'm getting married in 3 weeks to the greatest man I know. Wow. Cute. Good for you. Wow. Number 58. My cousin got married a couple of years back, and I hadn't met some of her family. After the actual ceremony, we started to socialize a bit with people, and my stepdad was clearly upset over something going on at another table. He walked off, and the bride and groom came over to say hello. My cousin comes over and just sighs, then points over to the table across the room. You see them over there? That's my mom's cousin. That's her husband, her kids, and their girlfriend. Oh. What? It wasn't until I looked over that I realized that most people were avoiding their table because they were both all over this third party with their children in front of them, visibly uncomfortable. Now, normally I don't give a shit, but my cousin had made it pretty clear she didn't want the girlfriend attending her wedding since 1. She clearly didn't want the girlfriend since 1, she didn't know her, and 2, it was wildly inappropriate how they acted. To top it all off and make matters worse, I later learned that they had recently lost their youngest child to sudden infant death syndrome. Kid death found its way into the list. How do you do it, Reddit? How do you do it? Kid death. Woo. Take a shot. And their other 2 children discovered her dead because both parents were hopped up on drugs. Somewhere in their fucked up logic, they decided to essentially bring a girlfriend into the mix to cope with the loss of their child rather than being there for the other 2. You could just tell it was 50 shades of fucked up going on in that household, and I couldn't help but feel bad for the kids. Oh, the kids. The kiddly kids. This is what happens. Shouldn't I be able to tell who's in the stream? It only shows me the people who are speaking, not the others. Interesting. Son of a bitch. As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 57. Someone paid the DJ to play Open Gangnam Style. That's not what it's called. It's not called Open Gangnam Style. You idiot. You thought that. That is priceless. It was some asshole who didn't even know the bride or groom, some dickhead named Josh. Well, there you go. Big Worm Quevin is twerking right now. Twerking so hard a W found his way into Kevin. Well, Xavier. So when people just comment, it just adds them to the list, but that's so weird. What if I want to know who's there and isn't saying anything? Some people are like maximum lurking right now. Hello, Cat Cattington. I must know who you... Tell me. Just comment for me. Comment for me, and we'll talk. Come on. Just do it. Just fucking comment. Number 56. My estranged aunt showed up to my sister's wedding, already high on what we assume was cocaine. Downed 2 glasses of wine, blamed my mother, her sister, for making her the way she was, and then stormed out saying, I've got to go get high and drunk. This happened within 10 minutes before the ceremony started. Well, thank God it hadn't started yet, am I right? Travis Lee says, the poster's name is Josh Kyle. He played the song. He is the dickhead. Some dickhead named Josh. Was it truly him? I don't think it's him. It may have been him. Somebody says if this is the worst thing to happen, then that wedding must have been damn near perfect. Josh says, you have no idea how bad it is at a formal wedding. I paid the DJ to play it again a few minutes later. What the fuck? Holy shit, this is that new? This whole thread is that new that they're literally using my man fucking gifs from the freaking Justice League trailer. Oh, damn. The internet, y'all. What a time to be alive. I want like a sub from Domino's or something. Pretty gay. As we roll up to number 56. You read it already. Damn, motherfucker. As we roll up to 55, the groom passed out drunk before the dinner even started. The bride had sex with one of the groom's co-workers. Ugh. They divorced 2 months later. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, Xavier says, Kyle, what would you do if a fight broke out at a wedding? The same thing that I do everywhere, Pinky. I would pull out my camera phone. I would position myself where I thought I could get the best angle on the fight while also remaining relatively safe. And I would start narrating the fight while recording in landscape mode, which is to say I'd hold my phone horizontally, not vertically. And I'd say things like, oh, here we go. It's about that time. World star. Things like that. You know what I mean? I'd be like, I do, excuse me. I'd be saying things like I do video games, you know? I'd be pitching myself. This would be like a demo, a commercial demo while there's a fight going on in the background. It would be great. People would ask me to become their commentator for their fights because I would show them what a great job I do. Oh my bing bong. Candy Stripes said the key is crying. One time Stripes and I were watching this one fucking fight compilation video where these girls were just fighting. These black girls were fighting, and in the background you hear some dude that's recording going, the kid is crying, come on now, the kid is crying. He kept saying it. He kept saying the kid's crying. No. The kid's crying. We gotta find that video, man. Number 50. Are you okay? Number 54. One of my wife's coworkers got married this summer. Her father passed away from a fatal heart attack the morning of the wedding, but her family insisted and convinced her to go on with it, so she did. It was awkward as hell, and nobody in the building made it through without crying, even the minister. Jesus Christ. Well, a fatal heart attack the morning of the wedding. God damn. That must be so shitty. Somebody else said, about 18 months ago, my mother's friend got married, and his mother died very close to the wedding, maybe a month. Instead of a mother-son dance, he danced with his grandmother. Not only was there not a dry eye in the house, I'm crying right now just thinking about it. I think it depends on the song you guys play sometimes, man. Sometimes you gotta play some gangster shit at a wedding for a slow dance. Like there's this one song, and it goes, now bend over, girl, and use your titties like a broom and sweep it. Just sweep it. I'll play some shit like that. Come on, grandma, let's dance. Sorry. Number 53. I seen a guy propose to his girlfriend at another person's wedding. Tacky, dude. What a faux pas. Don't do it. How do you not understand that a person's wedding is a day about them? If anybody's gonna fuck up that wedding, let it be them. Let them be the instrument of their own wedding's inevitable demise. This isn't terrible, like having people get into a fight, but generally looked down upon. Yes, dude. It should be socially unacceptable. But hey, man, if a woman gonna change her diaper on a table that everybody eating on and not know that that's wrong, it just depends on the type of fucking disgusting assholes you bring to a freaking wedding. Confusing. The guy who proposed didn't ask the bride and groom if it would be okay, so he sort of stole their thunder. It was pretty awkward after their proposal, and there was lots of judgmental, hushed whispering. Oh my bing bong. What a nightmare. Well, number 52. Having to watch a very close friend get married to a guy who I knew had hit her on a number of occasions. It was gut-wrenching to know that there was really nothing that I could do about it except be there to support her. Thankfully, they got divorced 6 months later, and she's now in a much better place with a much nicer man. Well, man, that sucks. But yeah, all you can do is stand back sometimes, man, because it's their choice. Don't get involved, man. Number 50. I fainted during my brother's wedding. It was caught on film. You what? Why? Nerves, lack of food, heat, locked my knees, was new to wearing heels. Oh, she's adorable. If I had a sister and she locked her knees and fainted at my wedding, I'd be like, oh, it's always about her. Something like that. Number 49. Bride thought it would be cute to have her newborn deliver the rings. Newborn decided it was a good time to puke all over the rings. You idiot. She got what she deserved. Somebody said, please explain the logistics of a newborn delivering wedding rings. Somebody else says, I imagine a pulley system that swings them through the air with a cherub wings, and the rings are in a box taped to their hands. But that's just me. Newborns. Come on now. No, it'd be so cute. Whatever, man, your day. Number 48. I ruined my cousin's wedding videos, and I'll never live it down. When I was 13, my cousin got married, and my brother was in charge of photography and video for the day. At some point in the day, my brother gave me the camcorder and told me to shoot and take video. Why? Longer story shorter, I heard something. Can only assume it's just Gael going crazy, as usual. I apologize. Longer story shorter, I was unknowingly recording when myself and another cousin were talking about girls at the wedding. And as one girl walked by, I said, I would fuck that girl in the fucking ass. 1 week later, the whole entire family decided to watch the video of the wedding, and I have never felt so fucking embarrassed in my life. No, I never actually fucked that girl in the fucking ass. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I like that story. Why is Lexia saying thank you? Travis Lee says he's in the house. Jesus Christ. As we roll up to number 47 on the list of 80 worst things seen at a wedding, we arrive at number... Wait, you already said what we're at. It's 47. My friend proposed to what I really suspect was a meth addict at my other friend's wedding again with these social... Come on, that's somebody else's wedding. This is their day and you're trying to steal that thunder. They knew each other for fucking 2 fucking weeks. She was his first anal. Well, damn, has the whole list found a theme right now? Because I feel like I smell a theme. I smell it for real, if you know what I'm talking about. Ew. Like, if you're gonna fuck a girl in the butt, dude, then why not just fuck a man? You know what I'm saying? What's the point? Everybody's got a b-hole. Everybody's got a b-hole. What, were you in love with titties? If you love butt fucking... I like to think, here's the thing. We've talked about this before, so I don't need to talk about it again. But the bottom line is, I think the only reason that certain people should have to want to bang somebody up the b-hole is because the vag is not tight enough. You know what I mean? And if you messing around with a chick that got a loose vag, you know what I'm talking about? You need to do some exercises because she can work on the elasticity and tighten up with the right exercises. What's going on in there? So as we roll up to number 46... and we get all the Catholic priest talk out of our system, okay? My fiance and I were recently at the trashiest wedding in existence. Number 1, when the groom went for the garter belt, the bride smashed his face into her crotch and grinded against it, saying, "Yeah, baby." A detail that I forgot about was the bride had informed everyone earlier that she was not wearing any underwear, and it was also an outdoor wedding that had a temperature comparable to the pits of hell. Number 2, there were 4 separate fist fights, with bride being involved in 2 of them. She threw the first punch in the second fight. Number 3, after the bride and groom were pronounced husband and wife, all the bridesmaids proceeded to strip down to tank tops and booty shorts because they were too hot in their bridesmaid dresses. They did this in front of everyone and also redressed in front of everyone after everybody came back in after cocktail hour. Okay. After dinner was completed, one of the bridesmaids and another guy who was there loudly proclaimed that they were going in the field to go fuck, and they would be back in 15 minutes. One of the smaller children, no older than 8, at the reception turned to their mother and said, "Ew, Mom, they're gonna go fuck." The mom just laughed it off, which just made us sad. Hillbilly Canadian weddings. I didn't know Canadians had hillbilly trash. Are there Walmarts up in... Not that, you know, Walmarts are like trash redneck hillbilly factories or something, you know what I'm saying? But god damn. Lurkers. Just show me your existence in the chat. Tell me you're lurking. Snap me. Lurkers. Tell me why you don't say anything. Are you scared? Are you scared that Faith's gonna time you out? She's not gonna time you out until tonight. You know what I mean? She won't time anybody out on, we're just having a bit of fun. Jeez. Don't be scared of Faith. Then she wins. If you guys get scared of Faith, then Faith wins. Is that what you all want? Number 45. Not a bad thing that happened for me, just really awkward. Went to a... come on. Excuse me. I went to a wedding of someone from my church a few years back. When it came time to say the vows, he pulls out a sheet of paper and reads on for like 5 minutes, getting really intimate and pouring his heart out to her. It was kind of awkward, to be honest, but the icing on the cake was her response. When he was done, she just giggled loudly and awkwardly and got out, "Ditto." That's it. That was her freaking wedding vow. So freaking awkward. Mandy Moo says, I'm lurking while busy listening. So, as we continue up this list, we arrive at number 44. Friends' weddings a few years ago. The DJ had screens up for slideshows of the bride and groom that were playing during some of the songs. Fine. The DJ screensaver was Girls Gone Wild style videos. We saw lots of tits on those screens. Uh-oh. It's kind of innocent. Just imagine some old people in there like, "Oh my God, oh my God." Just like Skate in the stream chat. Stripes, oh my God. Do I have an oh my God button on the soundboard? No. I have a goddamn though. God damn! Number 43. I was friends with a couple that split right before my wedding. I knew I couldn't invite both of them, and I was closer friends with the guy, but he decided to move out of state after the breakup, so I invited the girl. Well, let's call her Kelly. Kelly shows up with a new, younger knockoff version of her recent ex. Cool, whatever. Kelly is about 5'11", 120 pounds, maybe. Good looking, long legs. She decided to wear a mini pleather skirt, which wouldn't have been too bad, only there was also a 2-inch slit up the back. A little much for a wedding, but whatever. The whole wedding, family members, friends, and coworkers kept asking me who Kelly was and if I knew she was basically flashing all her goodies to the whole guest list all night, including the children. See, I was too distracted by my wedding to notice that Kelly was also deciding to not wear underwear. So every time she sat down during the ceremony and reception, her conch and ass would be visible for all behind her to see. Thanks, Kelly. Now my 90-year-old great-grandma knows all too well what your vagina looks like. Man, if only there were a way to find out whether or not people got class. Vanessa Alario says, long-time lurker here. It's nice to see you, Vanessa, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Candy Stripe says, Moon, be my cow friend. That's so cute. Mandy Moo says, no, Kyle, I'm not chubby. It's a childhood nickname. Mandy Moo. How innocent and cute. Well, it's wonderful to see you, and I hope that you're enjoying your day as well as the stream. Curious JFI says, sup all. Nothing. I feel like I see you get timed out a lot. It's just me. Says lowercase h. That's how you know he's a real lurker. So as we roll up to number 42, I went to a wedding in a huge manor house on a cliff overlooking the ocean. The house was lit up by big floodlights on the floor, pointing up at the house. When it got dark, some guests ran inside to the bar/dance floor and shouted at people to come outside and look. A man and a woman who met for the first time at the wedding were having sex below one of the floodlights, but didn't realize that their gyrations were being projected 50 feet high onto the side of the house, a perfect shadow of two figures, shagging. They were very embarrassed when they found out. Oh, sure. You're the type of couple to just bang at a wedding. I don't think you're really embarrassed about anything. Let's be real. Oh my God. I need more of the damn Vicks. Jesus Christ. This is not going well for me. I apologize. And what's worse, I'm not even at number 40, and I feel like I'm approaching close to the time that I would normally stream. Just kidding, I guess I have 2 hours. So, number 41. Let's try to get through at least 10 of these. My uncle's wedding. The bride's father and brothers got drunk and racist. They openly expressed that they didn't like her marrying a wetback. And my family and hers got into a brawl. I seen my dad's pants fall down while he was swinging at a guy. Lol. What the hell? Number 40. The bride fainted and hit her head hard enough to go to the hospital in an ambulance. No refunds, so they amazingly still had the reception. Pretty subdued. We had a few drinks and just left. Well, damn. That's how you know it's a real party. The Red Jinx says, Kyle, are there different mod levels? No, you'd know, because if there were higher mod levels, you'd be all about it. Wouldn't you, Jinx, with all your curves? Tired of this girl. Just kidding. So as we roll up to number 39, bride never showed up. My cousin was the groom and had about 500 people in attendance. He got on the mic and said there's no bride, so we had the party anyway. He married someone else 2 years later. The bride never showed up. That sucks. That sucks. That's so sad. Oh. That's so sad. Wow. Why are you guys always going on about Stardew Valley? It ain't that great. Jeez, it's just another one of your corny ass monkey bacon games. And you know what? I would play it if it had multiplayer that allowed other people to come visit your farm. That's what they need to put into Animal Crossing. It's like a massive online multiplayer role-playing aspect to Animal Crossing. But as we roll up to number 38, I'm not going to let myself get swayed here. Jesus Christ. This will be buried, but I have a winner. My mother, at my eldest brother's wedding, decided that since she wasn't paying for the alcohol, she was going to get her money's worth. She downed about 6 generous glasses of wine at the wedding supper and hit up the open bar shortly afterwards. She then decided she was going to dance with the still happily married father of the bride and started groping him and trying to grind on him to sexy songs like Kodachrome by Simon and Garfunkel and Dancing Queen, as well as other ABBA classics. After things got really uncomfortable, I stepped in for a dance with her and told her under no circumstances she could go near that man again, as she is making a fool of herself. She leaves the dance floor, much to everyone's relief. I find her an hour later having a tequila shooting contest with a man at the open bar. She tells me she only had 9 shots, but I don't know if she was telling me the truth. From that point on, she went around slurrily insulting people. She asked me if I was embarrassed by her seconds after looking at my dad. They've been divorced for over 25 years at this point. And saying, "Hey Richard, wanna fuck?" He slowly slinked away from the table without saying a word. It culminated with her going around the reception saying the father of the bride had sexually assaulted her on the dance floor and she was going to get him for what he did. This is shortly before going to the bathroom, pulling down her panties and sitting on the toilet, puking down the front of her dress and passing out on the bathroom stall floor with her underpants around her ankles covered in vomit. We had to cut a hole out of the garbage bag to put her head through and make it like a dress so we could get her in the car and not ruin the seats with vomit. Y'all put that bitch in a garbage bag. Somewhere she belongs. She will never know. Not being in a bag that's for garbage, my bro. She was born for this. I'm sorry. Jesus. Fuck these old ladies. To this day, despite the other 100 people or more who were there seeing the opposite, she still insists that the father of the bride had sexually assaulted her, and she sends him nasty messages on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, my mother, okay? It's funny how women just get it in their head one thing, and you know what the scariest thing about crazy bitch ladies is? The scariest thing is that they gonna find people to believe them on that bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? People will just say some shit regardless of whether it's real or not. Man, I want my fucking CPU already. But I gotta wait. Gotta wait till probably the end of the month. Get that CPU. God damn it. I'm so hyped though, because when that computer gets established, I expect to be able to play with everybody. Everybody play. Oh my god!
Slap it on some toast.
I appreciate you, and thank you so much, Sadeja. You're wonderful. And I don't even know where to begin with thanking you adequately. Oh shit, I just opened up Sony Vegas. Because I clicked slightly to the right of the icon for... Ooh. Fuck. Boy, did I open up the wrong thing there. What can I even say? I like that gold coin in there, man. That's Sadeja's coin. That's awesome. She's a spy. So now she can abuse silly emojis. Like this Lisa one. I fucking love it. That's pretty great work, Stripes. I would never have thought to make Lisa an emoji. Interesting stuff. Give me some of that Sadeja. I apologize. The funny thing about this list, guys, is that I'm not making progress up it at all. 80 was lofty, but I guess I do that because I'm in love with you guys or something. Ugh, you know what I mean? Oh, Sadeja's so cute. That fat man emoji is ridiculous. It's an expensive man clown. Ridiculous. Well done, Stripes. So, as we continue up this list... Oh, man. I can't take no more crazy mamas. Whoa. It's the laptop. I apologize. Guys, unfortunately, for whatever reason, OBS pushes this hardware to its limits. It pushes the hardware to its limits, and quite frankly, if I could show you something very quickly, you'll see what the fuck I'm talking about. There it is, 91%. Right, that's my task manager. If I go into performance, that shit ain't good. You see the CPU being maxed out up there? That shit is not good. And there's really nothing I can do about that because there's nothing that I can close that I'm not taking advantage of right now. OBS is what's maxing out the CPU. I only have a limited amount of, Google Chrome tabs open, pretty much just monitoring the stream. And I don't want to go with it. I think I'm going to go ahead and close one of these windows that I usually use to monitor the stream. And we'll just hope that, it starts working a little bit better. But what the fuck can we do otherwise, you know? OBS is a little bit hard, but we've been fine so far. We'll be able to keep it going. So as we roll up the list of 80 worst things seen at a wedding, here it is. Number 37. I feel like we're making it somewhere. I'll just read through 10 of these. Do it, Kyle. Do it. Number 37. Brother and sister-in-law thought it would be fun to have their dogs walk down the aisle after their flower girl spread the flower petals. The dogs thought midway down the aisle was perfect place for a shitting photo op on the white runner. Ugh. Well, there you go, man. Dogs in a wedding. As we roll up to number 37, I worked at a wedding venue for 4 years. Having to stop a bride's stepdad from hitting her over the head with a chair was a highlight. The whole room were just fighting with each other. The best man kicked the mother-in-law. Different wedding, some dickhead bit the DJ because he refused to play a certain song. Hey, Mr. DJ, put this record on. I'm gonna bite you if you don't. For me, the absolute worst one was when the newlyweds were arguing at the end of the night in front of their young son. She admitted to cheating on him. It all came out there, then in front of his family, and he was devastated. Somebody said, "What is with this thread and people biting each other?" A chilling preview of what's to come as we travel up to the top of the list. My nose is so stuffed and I apologize. Jeez. Okay. Candy Stripes asks, Kyle, have you done public speaking in or out of school? Are you kidding? I've done keeping my head down and trying not to be noticed in and out of school. I've been dying for the majority of my life to pretty much just pretend to be somebody that I'm not. You know how it is. You guys go out to, I don't know, let's say you're in public somewhere and you're talking to some motherfucker at a grocery store. Maybe you go to somebody's church or something. Maybe you're at a job interview. They're getting a version of you that is so far from the real iteration of you. Like maybe you're talking to your parents. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's not you. And when I'm out, that's the me that I try to throw on, which I realize is just as off-putting as I mean for it to be. I don't need anybody to know what I'm like because I'm not trying to be friends with everybody. I love you guys. You know what I mean? But I remember one of the things people used to really come in and whine about in the confession podcasts are about how they didn't have like friends and how they felt like they weren't making meaningful connections and how it's difficult for them now that they're not in school in a way where it's just like, oh, you're seated next to a whole bunch of people to make friends. And I would try to convince people, yo, not everybody is somebody you need to be friends with. Not everybody is worth a friendship. You know what I'm talking about? Some people are, you know, they're only in it for certain things. Some people are going to take advantage of you. A lot of the people that people end up mixing up with, even if they're decent people at the time, they change. People change, motherfucker. And it's like, oh, when I get out, when I go out, Stripes, I'm trying to get back in. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want none of that. Bing bong. Don't sway me from the list. You know I have shit to do tonight. My nose is freaking going nuts. This sucks. Oh, this sucks. As we travel up this list of 80 worst things seen at a wedding, we're going from 36 to 26, baby. Number 36. I worked at a wedding venue for 4 years. You read this already. Baby, we're going from 35 to 25. Number 35. My cousin's wedding. She's the second of 3 sisters. The elder sister is a bit of an attention whore and a drama queen. The wedding is beautiful, just absolutely amazing. The bride, cousin, is the first to be married, and this is clearly bothering the older cousin. The older cousin was also known to be very sexually active with random mates. So the day before the wedding, the older cousin, who's then single and unattached, comes up to me and says, "Don't tell anyone, but I'm pregnant." So I naturally tell my brother-in-law and sister immediately, and they tell me she already told them. What? We validated this with multiple other attendees. She's gone around and told what seemed to be everyone, and then told them not to tell anyone. Fast forward to the day of the wedding. The bride's cousin is pissed because she's caught wind of the fact that the older sister is going around telling people she's pregnant. It finally came to a head after the wedding ceremony. The older sister, who is a known drinker, gave a toast and started it with, "I wish I could be having a proper drink right now. Oops, well, yeah, I'm pregnant. Ha ha ha." The bride cousin just sat there wide-eyed while everyone half-heartedly clapped for the pregnant cousin. Too long didn't read. The older cousin is jealous of younger cousin getting married, intentionally gets pregnant for the attention, and announces it at her sister's wedding. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. How self-absorbed and attention-starved must you be to get pregnant as a means of attention? And then be like, "Oh, guys, I wish I could have a real drink, but I'm pregnant, so you know how it is. I know this is a wedding or whatever, but I'm I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. As we roll up to number 34, boy, we're flying through these. You understand me? Something's wrong with my nose, and I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have to Google some shit and maybe hang upside down. You know, get in a sarcophagus, something, because I'm not okay with feeling like this. Shit. Number 34. My husband's brother having a seaside wedding. Oh man, I scratched myself so hard just now I broke the skin. God, you don't know your own strength. Our almost 2-year-old was the ring bearer. He passed off the rings to the best man, then toddled away off the cliff. What? It was probably a 60 to 80 foot drop to the beach below, but he luckily got caught up in some bushes. The husband snatched him up. He was buckled into his stroller after that. The kamikaze kid. Nah, bro. All kids are trying to kill themselves. All kids are trying to kill themselves. This isn't new. Number 33. After arriving 45 minutes after the ceremony was to begin, during the ring exchange. Come on now, Kyle. The ring exchange. Hey, man, you're all Australian, aren't you? You are all Australian. I appreciate you, Scommit. Scommit? Thanks for keeping me entertained. Uh-oh. Okay, listen. The spooky night noises are still in effect for the sponsor, the super chat. Why are people super chat donating? Use the other thing. I love you. Oh my God. Every time I try to get shit just fucking, on working the way I need it to, there's somebody just blows a hole. They're all like, "But what about this angle, Kyle?" And I'm like, I love you. I love you, Scommit. Thank you for the donation. Here we go, rolling through this list. After arriving 45 minutes after the ceremony began, during the ring exchange, the groom gets his blank look and says that he didn't know he was supposed to buy her another ring. The son-in-law slipped off her wedding band and handed it to the preacher. Oh my God. Well, okay. Number 32. My friend got married around age 21. Neither he nor the bride had much money, so the wedding was modest but still very nice. They did have a lovely 3-tier cake. The ceremony goes fine and the bride will cut the cake. Music is playing. She was a dainty, tiny little thing, maybe 5'2" and 100 pounds soaking wet. If she swatted a fly, it might not even notice. She approaches the cake with a knife, barely touches it, and boom! The whole thing immediately collapses. All 3 tiers somehow all over someone's elderly grandmother who was seated right by the ill-fated cake. That old lady, who had barely moved throughout the whole affair, shot out of her chair like she was fired from a cannon, screeching bloody goddamn murder and sending cake shrapnel all over those nearby. Another close friend I watched the whole thing from close range, and we were paralyzed in purple from hysterical, breathless laughter, as were many of the other guests. I later heard the bakery refunded them for the cake due to its not up-to-code construction. They should have charged them double for generating memories that no one there will ever forget. Hey, look, it's Fat Man again. Hey, look, it's Fat. Why is he calling Faith scary? This guy and his perpetual fucking Faith fights that he's trying to pick. Oh, boy. As we roll up to number 31, my husband and I got screaming giggles during the vows and accidentally whacked our heads together. Oh, my God. Somebody says that's adorable. Aw, that's so cute. And then she says, thank you. Your username cracks me up. Abraca fuck you is that guy's username. Yeah. Guys, abraca fuck you. You know, like abracadabra, but abraca fuck you.
Bazinga!
As we roll up to number 30, my dad's friend's son got married when I was a teenager. He's really a cool guy, and we played Nintendo a lot whenever he visited. Anyway, the embarrassing story is about his bride. She decided that she wanted to sing to him at one point during the ceremony, so she chose the song Wind Beneath My Wings. I don't remember how that song goes. Beneath my wings. Is that how it goes? Let me look up the lyrics to Wind Beneath My Wings and see if I can remember that song. Wind Beneath lyrics. Oh. It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine, that's your worry. You always walked a step ahead. Where's the goddamn chorus, homie? Did I ever tell you you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. And I could fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. There it is. It's terrible. it's terrible, yeah. 'Cause you are the wind beneath my wings. I could fly higher than an eagle. That's got to be the key too. Awful. Anyway, so the Wind Beneath My Wings is what they chose to sing by Bette Midler. Midler is an alto. The bride was a high soprano. Unfortunately, she couldn't sing very well either. So for several minutes, she squeaks this song out while he's standing there with the most awkward look on his face. I think everyone felt embarrassed. I know I did. The good thing is that they're still happily married and have a daughter. That's so cute. Whoa, what the fuck happened here? Aaron Deer's got... Oh, wait, they know each other. They're mates, dude. And they're always fucking around. They are always fucking around. This comment says, I'm sorry, Kyle. Streamlabs doesn't want to work for me. No, it's fine. You already donated. I appreciate you. You remember, like, the only reason that we don't particularly prefer people using Super Chat is because Google takes a cut of Super Chat. And I know that if you are paying something, you'd probably rather it all go to me as opposed to YouTube getting its grubby fucking fingers on it. But, you know, I appreciate the gesture. And if it's the only way that works, then better to get some of it than none of it. You know what I'm talking about, man? You're the real guy here, man. You're the guy. So as we roll up to number 29, I once went to my husband's friend's wedding. Fuck me. I knew the groom, but barely knew the bride. After the ceremony, I swung by the bathroom to make a pit stop. I walked in on the bride crying in the bathroom. Apparently, she didn't want to get married, but only did so because she and her husband had had sex, and it was her duty to marry him. Note, they'd had sex once, and she wasn't pregnant. We spent 30 minutes talking with her crying her eyes out before her grandmother turns up and took over for me. She was gone for 90% of the reception. Her husband was having a grand time dancing with his friends and really hadn't noticed his wife was missing. That's a bad sign. We lost touch shortly after the wedding. Years later, we ran into the guy, and he said that the two of them were still happily married and now had 3 kids together. Hopefully she's genuinely happy and isn't with him just being blissfully unaware of her unhappiness. Somebody said, what religion was she? And the guy says, Mormon. That explains it. Mormon. Here's an inside Kyle fact. I'm sure Fat Man will appreciate hearing this. There's this one Pornhub community profile with like a guy and his 2 girls, and one of the girls is chubby and the other girl is pretty skinny, but she's got like a fat little white girl booty, and that's pretty cool. From what it appears, it seems like they live together. Wow, wonderful. And they all just have fun with each other. Wow, what a dream scenario. At any rate, you can easily find this profile by Googling Google Pornhub and then Heroes of the Storm. And then you'll see a guy playing a video game on the computer, and then like a girl that's like facing away from the computer but on his lap, like she's straddling him. And then if you go into that channel, you know what I mean? If you click the channel behind that video, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's like 2 girls, 1 guy. And you always figure, man, how does that kind of thing start out? Do you find one girl and then you find the other girl? Are the girls cool with each other? And then one of the girls is like, hey, I know this guy. And then the other girl's like, yeah, I can. That's pretty cute. Yeah, we should all live together. You know what I'm talking about? How does it start? I always wonder. But as we go back to this list, we're at number 28. Bridesmaid had a seizure just as the priest said, "You may now kiss the bride." Oh my God. Holy crap. This is kind of like the second story of someone passing out. Because I think one of the bridesmaids passed out before. It was like a sister or something. And she said she locked her knees. So there's that. Curious, it says, oh, LOL, giving porno advice. That's not what I was doing, brah. What I was doing was just being a bit curious, wondering how that kind of thing happens. And what sent me off on that path or that line of thought was when they mentioned Mormon. And it's because I know certain religions and certain ideologies allow for secondary wives and things like this that are normal in the eyes of whatever construct that they've established. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with a relationship like that. I just don't consider it normal enough to know anything about it. I certainly don't know anybody who has that kind of thing going on. So my curiosity is in, like I said, wondering how that thing starts in general. Does the guy find a girl and then he finds another girl and then he goes, hey, you guys should meet? Do you think that you're both into girls or something like that? Do you think that the girls find each other first and then one of the girls has a guy friend and then, the other girlfriend tries out the guy or something? You know what I mean? How does it start? Because they all inevitably ended up living together and it all works out for them great. Wow. Interesting. Wow. What's going on there? Interesting. Wow. Let us not speak of this again. Under penalty of gay baby jail. Lay that gavel down, Faith. Lay it down. Gay baby jail. Let the next person who says something about a porno site. Oh my God, this is a family stream. Okay. Anyway, As we roll up to number 28, we read it already. Number 27. My cousin's mother-in-law told my cousin that her dress was ugly and then called the next day to ask if they had sex. Super awkward. Mother-in-law, ew. My cousin is super religious and modest and was waiting for the wedding night to do anything, so it was extremely embarrassing for her. Jeez, man. What ridiculousness is this? As we roll up to number 26. We were partying in Puerto Vallarta. That's in Mexico. And there was a beautiful wedding going on at a hotel next door. A friend of mine was pretty drunk, then just sprinted for the wedding. He hopped the wall, blasted through the seating arrangements, then body slammed like the 6-foot-tall wedding cake. He spent the next 2 days in a Mexican jail and will forever be a fucking prick in my heart. Oh. What an interesting story. Okay. Ew! Why did Faith say she ate a scab? What's 10? Why did Faith say she ate a scab? I'll have to try those, thanks JFI. What's she talking about? Maybe he's planning to start a Pornhub channel. Who, me? Get real. Not without Maddie. And she's not interested in me like that. Trust me, man. Mad's got that type of stuff that everybody would be interested in. It would be so lucrative, okay? But you know what? She doesn't need the cash. It'd have to make her happy. And I think that Mad's already happy, and that's something we can't deal with. In the heat of the night. What's that song with the wings? That you are the wind beneath my wings. Awful. Number 25. Bride walked the walk before the dude outed her for blowing the best man the week before and had it on nanny cam for those wanting proof. The best man, dude. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Stripes really ate a scab? She's so gross. Big Worm Kevin says he must depart stream. See you later. Don't eat any scabs, man. Can't believe that Stripes did that. Well, we're almost done here, guys, so let's do it. Number 24. Faceplant followed by a girdle breaking, which led to the dress ripping. Oh, shit. She was wearing one of those things that makes like the dress like, you know, she was wearing those things to keep her gut in check. You know what I'm talking about? But she tripped, the girdle burst, and then the fucking dress ripped. That's so sad. That is so sad. Faith says, I didn't eat a scab. Read the name. Stop calling other people Faith. Wait. Did I say your name when I meant Stripe's name? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Faith. I'm just thinking about Faith. What's wrong? Fine, I won't think about it. God. Here comes Camsterdamus. Did he get the garden shed one? What is the garden shed one, homie? Because if I find that you're in here ruining shit that we haven't reached because you think you're so special for opening up the Ask Reddit thread before other people and just scrolling up to the top of it just to mention it ahead of time, you know what kind of loser does that? The type of person that watches other people stream games and then comes into streams where people are playing the game for the first time to go, oh, hey, bro, have you gotten to that part yet? You know what I mean? You think you're cool, Camsterdamus? If my name was Faith, I would put your ass in gay baby jail so fast it would make your freaking head spin. And it'd be spinning so fast that it would develop orbit. You know what I'm talking about? Things would be like flying around it. You'd have like, your face would have its own moon. You stupid bitch. So as we roll up to number 23, nervous groom stood with his legs straight for too long. He locked his knees as well, fell forward and knocked himself out cold, hitting the first step to the platform with his head. Well, this is a popular way of just going unconscious at a wedding. Number 22. There was this guy outside the hotel walking up to the groups of people in the smoking area, asking how much each person weighed. He was very overweight himself, and his jeans looked to be inside out. He was severely underdressed for the occasion, and no one seemed to know him. Anyway, he would ask a person's weight and exclaim, "I can bench that." Until one guy, I think he was a family member of the bride, got into an argument with him and started asking around if anyone knew this person, figuring that he was a wedding crasher. That's when the gentleman decided to cut a deal with everyone. "If I can pick up that bench with my bare hands, can I stay for the party?" To which everyone agrees, because the bench was clearly bolted to the ground. So he walks over, puts his hand on the bench, crouches down, and with all of his might, shits his pants in front of everyone. And with all of his might. That's great. That's great. Curious? That's not what that looks like. You know, if I were Faith, I'd be timing out everybody tonight. But instead, she's not. She's not. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you destroy the sanctity of the Kyle Kremet? The Kermit the Frog here. I like calling him Kremet though. That's funnier to me. Okay, Kremet. So listen. Oh boy, with all of his might, he shit his pants in front of everyone. He stood up and waddled off through the parking lot to never be seen again. I did hear throughout the night people talk about a guy who was on shrooms outside trying to lift a bench. So I guess he was also tripping balls. Damn. Now this is my kind of story, baby. That's my kind of story. That's my kind of story. As we roll up to number 21, a friend's wedding, the bride's nephew, about 7, I think, was the ring bearer. Okay, 7-year-old ring bearer. Instead of sitting at the front after he made it down the aisle, he decided to do karate moves in front of and sometimes behind the couple during the entire ceremony. He's in almost all of their photos. Doing karate moves? That's pretty sick. What a little badass. Kermit the Frog here. Why don't you eat my ass? Do you have Prince Albert in a can? Don't do that. Why don't you eat my ass? Fuck me, man. Oh my god. That's a dope video, man. If y'all don't know, that is a dope video. Ooh boy. Who the hell is capsing up the fucking stream? Silver the God. It's okay, man. They're all too young to know what's going on. Someday they'll meet a girl with big titties and they'll mellow the hell out. Sometimes all you need is a little bit of pussy. All you need is pussy, pussy. Pussy's all you need. Number 20. Ex-boyfriend of the bride got super drunk at the reception and started rambling loudly. Heard by half the reception hall about how the marriage was wrong and how she was the love of his life. He was there with his new, presumably imminent ex-girlfriend. Fuck knows why she invited him. Well. All you need is love. Love is all you need. The Oregon Zoo staff took the elephant around the zoo. She liked the sea lions best. Oh, that's so cute. That's adorable. Season ends before class does. Oh my god. This is delicious. And they're both watching the damn game. I fucking love it. He is distraught. I wonder if he had money riding on it or something. Terry Crews shares his own story of sexual assault by a Hollywood executive. Oh my god. Aime sent me a text message that says she's homeless. Interesting. Interesting. What do we believe? What do we believe? Oh man. Well, sorry guys, I kind of lost my shit for a couple of seconds. It seems that legendary fat man has left again. Bing bong. He's turning into a regular Skyward Revenant with how often he's leaving the chat, but I appreciate him for stopping by. That's all we can do, is don't ask why. Ask Sherwin Williams. As we roll up to number 19, there was like an 8-year-old boy who had loads of confetti in his hand, so I didn't think much of it. Turns out he thought it was sugar paper and ate all of it. He thought it was sugar paper and ate all of it. He then proceeded to projectile vomit everywhere through the middle of the ceremony. Was one of the funniest and most disgusting things I've ever seen. What do you mean disgusting? Wouldn't he have like vomited confetti? He would have been like, "Ugh," and it would have been like, yay! You know what I mean? Confetti everywhere. Shut up. I was just being a little animated to have a little bit of fun. But let's talk about how scary this is. I don't like to think that confetti is just normal paper. I like to think it may be a little bit sharper or stronger than paper. And I'm scared of the idea of perhaps confetti possessing the capacity to shred up a motherfucker's esophagus. You know what I mean? That's really fucking scary. Why did Faith say the name Sebastian? Oh, because Red Jinx says, Faith, did you marry anyone in Stardew Valley? You mean she married somebody and it wasn't Kyle? That's some old bullshit. Fuck you, Faith. Red Jinx better have married Kyle. She said, I did Shane. Disgusting. Oh my god. Anyway, as we roll up to wait, let's see if somebody said anything about the confetti. Well, as we roll up number 18, just as the bride started walking down the aisle, her grandmother had a sudden cardiac event. Oh. We had to stop the procession and start CPR in the aisleway. What's worse is that we were in a large park and people calling 911 couldn't give the address. I ran to the ranger station, but it was locked. I broke a window screen and crawled through to use the landline EMS that could trace and respond. She didn't make it. As an added bonus to the horrible situation, I later found out that the ranger had placed a hidden camera in the women's restroom where the girls got ready, dressed for the wedding. He served jail time. That is a variation of kid rape. That's child violation. That's naturally, it's like when you're surveilling a fucking bathroom, people of all ages are gonna be going in there. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, you guys are so cute in the stream chat. Travis Lee says, I bet it was the paper confetti like streamer material. Oh, guys, I want a fucking sandwich. Emily is sending me Skype messages saying that I should do an all-night Overwatch stream. What, after I do this nighttime 23 days of Monkey Ball stream? I think I could, like, guys, do you think you can find me some kind of creepy story? Just one story that's relatively long that I can read, and then I'll just make that, you know, tonight. They don't all need to be a shitload of stories and an hour and something long, you know? Oh, God. Oh. Nah, man, I do this for you. Why is Candy Stripes talking about Haley? Haley's a subscriber of mine, but I don't think you know her by name. How amusing. How amusing that you said that at all. So, as we roll up this list, we're going to go ahead and arrive at number 17. The grandmother of the bride died at the reception. Jesus Christ, this is the second one back to fucking back with grandma deaf, dude. Grandmother died. Holy shit. The grandmother of the bride died at the reception. She was dancing and having fun and then just collapsed. The bride and groom did amazingly. Grandmother was quite elderly and sick. They waited with her for the ambulance and quickly told everyone she was all right and on her way to the hospital. Everyone was slightly worried and had thought the evening had just gotten to her. Nope. She had passed away right there, as I found out after the reception was over, and her and I were cleaning up the hall together. Also, the groom was terminal. He was given 6 months, about a week before the wedding. He survived about 3 months afterwards. Happiest thing is the bride was pregnant with his child and gave birth to a lovely daughter. She has since remarried, but my goodness, a widow 3 months after the marriage with a newborn. She got some money, hopefully. Jeez. Oh, man. Casey Daranek says Pen Pal is a long story. What's Pen Pal? I wonder if I should just read a whole bunch of fucking Let's Not Meet stories, but I bet they're all terrible. Let's Not Meet isn't necessarily scary. They're all just about some douche. I could probably read a whole bunch of No Sleep stories, but those are corny in their own way. Let's just finish this list and we can figure it out as we proceed, because it looks like I'm probably not going to finish this for another 30 minutes, even if I'm quick. Number 16. I've said this before on here, but they didn't have any tables or chairs. We had nowhere to sit or to put our plates down. Everyone had to hold their food standing up and put their drinks down on the ground. Since there were no chairs to make an aisle for her to walk down, she kind of strolled through the crowd while people were confused and talking. Where are the chairs? Was the theme of the wedding. Something really funny about that to me. Where are the chairs is the theme to the wedding. Ooh, boy. Okay. Candy Stripe says you'd hate Pen Pal. Why is it basic? There about 3 of these people were like, hey, read Pen Pal. But I bet you if I'd hate it, that means it's basic as fuck. Oh, man. Anyway, where are the chairs was the theme of the wedding. I was a close friend, so our group sent me to ask why there were no tables and chairs, and she simply said, oh, you have to pay extra for that. What? That's nuts. Look, man, let's roll on out of here. Number 15. For the bouquet toss, a middle-aged guy forced his middle-aged girlfriend out onto the floor, then stood by her so she couldn't leave. The bouquet was caught by an excited little girl. The guy proceeded to yank the bouquet out of the little girl's hands, gave it to his middle-aged girlfriend, then ran off of the floor cheering loudly to high-five one of his buddies. The little girl ran away crying. What a dick. You fucking cunt. You call me cunt, you fucking cunt. Who the fuck do you think you are, you fucking cunt? You come here, you call me cunt? You cunt. Number 14. Groom got really drunk, trashed the suite, and got tased by a police before being arrested. Now that's a party. So we roll up to 13 when the groom broke down and admitted to everyone that he was actually gay. And I say, hey, yeah, 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 while at the altar. Keep it inside. Let have to hide your feelings. Sorry, that was pretty fucking entertaining. The bride quite literally vomited from the stress. People went mental. I saw a fat kid eating a slice under the cake table. Children screaming, dogs barking, and a priest trying to calm everyone down. It was like a fucking comedy movie. Oh my god. Anyway, number 12. One of my best friend's weddings. The groom got so drunk that he straight disappeared from the reception. Shit got real awkward when it was time for the wedding to be over. The venue was kicking us out, and the bride and the groom were supposed to take off in their vintage car and drive off to their honeymoon suite. The music went off, the lights went off, and it turned into the guests searching for the damn groom. The husband finally found him, or my husband finally found him, in the parking lot, basically face down on his lips. He helped him back into the wedding, which was basically the most awkward walk of shame past the bride's glaring dad and grandfather. The groom was too drunk to drive. Bride's grandfather drove them to the hotel suite, which was a 30-minute drive. My friend, the bride, told me later that when they got in the room, her now husband passed out cold on the bed, and she had to wander the halls in her wedding dress, looking for someone to unhook her dress for her so she could get out of it. Oh my God. And the award for the saddest entry in this list goes to... Oh my God. She had to wander the halls looking for somebody to Oh no. Oh jeez. Bing bong with you. I'm getting hungry. What am I going to find the time for food between whatever I'm supposed to be reading tonight? I should have planned this day out better. I'm so mad about the Overwatch situation, man. There's this really amazing Junkrat skin, but they put it in this stupid game called Heroes of the Storm. And there's nothing I can do about it. It simply doesn't exist in Overwatch. Overwatch has a whole bunch of other stupid-ass skins for other dumb heroes. But Junkrat skin that I want, it's like a Satan skin. It's a devil Junkrat skin with horns and everything, is in Heroes of the Storm. Casey says, ghost stories. Ooh, so spooky. Tonight on the 23 days of Halloween. Number 11. I was an attendant in my best friend's wedding. Her father walked her down the aisle, and while he was not visibly drunk, he had a hard time walking behind her. Oh, fuck me. To sit in the pew. I'm so sorry. He stepped on her dress, ripping it from the back down to her ass. Her thong was red. They had to stop the wedding so that she could find safety pins. Thanks, dear. Somebody said details like these make reading these stories worthwhile. Excuse me. Oh my God. Forgive me. As we roll up to number 10, the worst thing that happened before a wedding. A woman my mother knew was getting married. The woman's father suffered terribly from nerves, and the thought of giving a speech in front of all of the guests terrified him. Of course, the daughter reassured him that it would be fine. On the morning of the wedding, they found the father had... Oh my God. On the morning of the wedding, they found the father had hanged himself in the garden shed. Yeah, the motherfucker's lucky he's not here anymore. Pussy motherfucker. Well, that's nerves for you guys. Holy shit. As we arrive at number 9, the bride's father had a heart attack while they were reading their vows. He didn't make it. Not a great way to start a marriage. People dying during wedding ceremonies. Holy crap. Number 8, the bride's stepmother and mother got into a fight. The stepmother bit the mother. The wedding went to a screeching halt. Well, there's that. Number 7. During the Man of Honor speech, the guy repeatedly said the name of the bride's ex instead of her new husband 3 times. When I first saw the bride and the bride's ex, I knew they were perfect for each other, stuff like that. And he caught himself too every time. He was insanely embarrassed, but still did it 3 times throughout the speech. It was so awkward watching it happen. Probably the biggest social train wreck I've ever seen. Just stop talking, dude. Just stop talking. Oh my God. Number 6. At the reception, the bride received a tip to go out to the parking lot where she found her new husband making out with his ex-girlfriend. The ensuing fight came inside the hall, and the party screeched to a halt. Both families were displeased and stuck him with a lot of bills. We kept our gift. Good on whoever gave her the tip. That's fucking bullshit. They should have took a picture. You guys know I can't take discrete pictures on my phone because my phone came from Japan. That's awesome. You know what I mean? Because I learned something about phones today. Did you know that Asian phones, they don't have a silent setting for the pictures? And if you try to take a picture, it's always going to make the shutter noise regardless. And this is because in the Asian countries, they're always trying to take low-key, hidden pictures upskirt with people and shit like that, which is nuts. But that's just the way that it goes. Well, as we roll up to number 5, I was at a wedding this summer. The groom's family absolutely tore their son/brother apart during the speeches. They didn't say one loving thing and went on to talk about all of the mistakes he made during his life. Jesus. The worst thing they brought up was how he was responsible for a car accident that put someone in a coma. What the fuck? Oh my God. Somebody said having that sort of family would be the reason enough to elope. If the bridge didn't want to elope, if the bride didn't want to elope, bridge, Kyle. If the bride didn't want to elope, then offer a destination wedding for her and her closest family if they really, really wanted to, and you could afford it. Interesting. Well, let's just read number 4. Who has time for this? At my own wedding reception, I saw my wife's grandma, who was about 98. My God, I am dying. Very slowly, and with a terrible sense of inevitability, fall sideways off her chair. She remained in a sitting position, but just slowly tilted sideways till she was on the floor, still in the exact pose. It sounds shitty, but all I could think was, fuck's sake, don't die at our wedding, please. Don't die at our wedding. Luckily, she was fine and lived for another few years to see her 100th birthday. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of deaths at weddings, dude. Some guy's like, I was a waiter at a wedding where the bride's grandmother in her 90s choked on something and no one noticed until she didn't talk and was choking in her seat, not able to motion. She falls out of the chair, and the groom, being a doctor, had to get the blockage out and then perform CPR. While this was all going on, the bride's father has a heart attack, and the room was completely silent. My manager working with the groom to take care of them both. Sadly, the grandmother didn't make it, and the father had some complications afterwards, from what I heard from my manager. A day that was supposed to be happy turned into a day no one wanted to remember. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Number 3. During the best man speech, the best man proposed to the maid of honor. Come on, dude, stop doing that. Totally stole the night from the bride and the groom. Now the best man and maid of honor are in the process of divorcing. Good. Good. Did anyone tell him how much of a dick he is for doing that? Somebody said, from my experience, it's best just to not talk to stupid. It's true. Somebody said, well, you are a scientist and a doctor, because their username is I'm a scientist, a doctor. Okay. Number 2, man. Holy shit with these. Clearly you guys are having the time of your lives in the stream chat, and I'm here stressing about what the fuck I'm gonna read tonight. Mads never messages me. She must be giving me the business about how ugly she finds me. Now she's gonna take a rod one day and just smack me in the face with it and laugh. That's what people do. That's what friends are for. Number 2. I was an event manager at a mansion that did a lot of weddings, so I've seen my fair share of wedding shit shows. My favorite is probably the one where the entire wedding party started drinking at noon for a 6 p.m. wedding. I hate it when he does that. I hate it when he does that and it's not a thing. I hate it. Whatever, I'll get over it. Whatever. The groom passed out around 5 and we couldn't get him up. So I made him a ham sandwich and propped him up in his bed while I hand fed him. Managed to get him and his boys down to the courtyard, and then had to run back in the herd of women. Oh my God, I had to head back. Head is not in here, Kyle. I had to run back in and herd the women down. The bride spilled her mimosa all over her dress. 2 of the bridesmaids couldn't find their shoes, but everyone was super happy and nice. It was like you're babysitting. There were about 150 people at the reception, and every single one of them got absolutely hammered. The mother of the bride kept sneaking up on me and hugging me, and the groom made me pose for some photos with them. They also gave me all of the leftover wedding cake and a few bottles of wine. I miss them. What the hell kind of story is this? They sound like an absolute mess, but lovely at the same time. Oh my God. Well, that was that one. And it looks like we finally reached the end of this 80 entry long list. Jesus Christ. I just want to thank my patrons for doing what they do and taking it to the next level. You know, you always have a place in my heart. Whatever you guys want, whenever you guys want it. Make it clear, and we'll make that shit happen. But expect it in a personal capacity, because not everybody gets down on some of your weirdo interests. You guys got fetishes. I'd like to also thank my sponsors, because you guys just take it to the next level every day. I can't believe there's that many of you. Look at that shit. Girl, damn, 5, 10, 15, 20, 22, baby. Wow. Want to thank everybody who's been here tonight. Want to thank Kevin for his donation. And I want to thank you for listening. So as we roll up to the final entry, an 80 worst things seen at a wedding, number 1 reads as follows. At a cousin's wedding, my uncle was smashed and thought he'd had a stroke in the bathroom, as he couldn't straighten himself. Turned out he'd buttoned his waistcoat to his trousers and couldn't stand up. Hilarious. Hilarious. That's kind of sad. Well, there's that. I love you all. And I should get ready for whatever I'm going to read tonight, man. This Terry Crews thing looks pretty big. Terry Crews shares his own story of sexual assault by a Hollywood executive. That's pretty crazy, man. Crews revealed that he was groped by an unnamed male executive at an industry party. Crews says he almost lashed out at the man, but stopped himself once he realized how it would be portrayed. 240-pound black man stomps out Hollywood honcho. After telling the man's co-worker about what happened, he received an apology the next day. He let it go after that, out of fear of being ostracized in the industry. Now, Crews says he can emphasize with the Weinstein's alleged victims, as well as many others went through. Terry Crews is the last person you would think anyone would sexually assault. Glad he's speaking out about this. Well, just goes to show you the kind of scary world we live in. Scary world. Oh, guys. I'll see you tonight. Hopefully. Let's see if I can clear this nose. You guys take it easy. Bye. Bye.